You tuned in to the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit.
Me, if I'm going, Ice Cube is a fucking lyricist.
I can't stand Ice Cube.
That's crazy.
I'm not a fan of him lyrically or acting wise.
Really?
He's the same.
How much time we got left here? Because should I just tell him to leave now?
Let me tell you something. Tommy Chong.
So you don't feel Ice Cube as a lyricist?
Not at all.
Wait a minute.
You don't think that?
One of the songs I hate the most, if it comes on, I want to shoot the radio. Today was a good day.
One of the biggest songs ever?
Hey, man.
Ice Cube's in the building. Yeah. What's happening?
What's happening with you, man?
Hey, I want to ask you something, man. I saw a comedian speaking kind of bad about you, man.
Who is this?
Aries Spears.
Oh, that dude?
Yeah. He said nothing.
Is he a comedian?
Yeah.
Because he ain't never made me laugh, so I don't know if he a comedian.
Did you hear what he said?
What'd he say?
He said it was nothing about you impresses him. From movies to rapping, nothing at all impresses him. I'm like, wow, like what?
Suckers usually don't like me. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that they usually don't like me when they coming from that angle. That's cool though. You know, everybody got their opinion and they all stink. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's cool. You know, he entitled to his opinion. It's the feeling is mutual. You know, I don't think he on anybody's list of top 10 comedians. You know what I mean, in the black community for sure. I don't even know if he's on the register.
Yo, what up, your boy Aries Spears here. Listen, I want to have a conversation with y'all about a word that I think is so overly used and abused. Hate/hater. Because apparently I'm the poster child for the world's biggest hater. If you look up the word hate, it's my picture. When did we get to a point where unless your opinion, and last time I checked as human beings, we're all allowed to opinions. At what point does it get to where unless your opinion is favorable about a person or a thing and goes with the flow of everyone else, you're a hater? I don't understand that. Am I not allowed to have an opinion and voice it if it's not in the direction of everybody else? Recently, I was on Vlad TV and I did an interview and we were talking about hip hop and rappers and Ice Cube came up. And I said, look, man, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube, musically or theatrically. I'm not a fan. And somebody sent me a clip where Ice Cube responded. He was on a radio show and the dude played him the snippet. And the first thing Ice Cube says is, well, most suckers don't like me. Then he goes on to say, I never heard of this dude. Then he finishes by saying, well, he's just not funny. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you don't know who I am, how do you know if I'm funny or not? So you can't have it both ways. And for the record, I respect Ice Cube, the man. I respect Ice Cube in terms of what he's brought to the game. He's one of the pioneers. So hats off to him for that. I just said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. I never attacked him as a man. I never attacked him in terms of his character. I said I wasn't a fan of his artistry. Why am I not allowed to feel that way? Why is that? And then secondly, it's always funny. People call me a hater because they love to highlight when I say I don't like something as though I don't have love for anything. Listen, I'm a fan of basketball. Just not a big LeBron fan. I respect him, but I'm not a LeBron fan. But I love Jordan. I love Magic. I love rap music. Yes, I'm not a fan of Ice Cube. I love Jay-Z. I love Nas. I love Jadakiss. I love Snoop. How come that don't get highlighted?
What up, my people? You tuned into the 7-Day Theory. Hard body, hard spirit. Check this. Aries Spears, Ice Cube. Aries Spears was asked about Ice Cube. He said, look, I'm not a fan. He pretty much said he's trash at acting, at rapping, as a lyricist, which is a wild take. I get it. Look, art is subjective, but to say that he can't rap or he's not a lyricist, like, we know Ice Cube gets busy on the mic. He's a lyricist. He can flow and he's real conscious. He's not one of these mumble rappers. Like, this man pioneered rap, and so to say he's garbage is a wild take. Now, art is subjective. Everybody is allowed to have their own opinion. We know that. Okay, everybody is not gonna like everybody, every artist. You allowed to have your favorites just like everybody else had their favorites, and you allowed to dislike who you dislike. Ice Cube, they asked Ice Cube after this. Ice Cube went on, was doing an interview at a radio station or something, and they showed him the clip. He said, he's like, do you hear what Aries Spears said about you? He said, no. Played in the clip, and he said, well, look, suckers usually don't like me, which I like that. I like that answer. And he also said that, look, Aries Spears, for him to be talking down on somebody else, talking about somebody else, is a bad actor, which Ice Cube, he ain't the greatest actor. Let's be honest. He's not the greatest actor, but he's a good actor. He can act. What was it? Friday, classic. The other Omar Epps movie where, what was that? It was I forget the name of it, but he had another good, real good movie. He can act. So to say he's garbage is wild. They asked about him. He said, look, Aries Spears is on nobody's top 10 list. And to be honest with you, I believe Aries Spears is funny. Is he one of the GOATs? Is he on my top 5? Hell no. Is he on my top 10? I don't know. I really have to think about it. But for real, Aries Spears is not one of the legends. He's not one of the GOATs when it comes to this when it comes to this comedy shit, when it comes to this stand-up. So Ice Cube voiced his opinion, and then Aries Spears heard that again, and he made a little video about how, oh, how's come I'm not allowed to say who I dislike, and why does that get highlighted? Look, it's the same reason why scandalous stuff gets highlighted. It's the same reason why in the 90s Jerry Springer was popping. Negativity sells. We know this. As much as I wish positivity sells, and that's kind of what I strive to do, is to put more positive things out in the atmosphere, in life, and on YouTube in general. But it's the same reason why negativity sells. Look, controversy sells, and it's just the way of the world. That's just how it is. That's why it don't get highlighted when you say, oh, this is my favorite rapper, or whatever. When you talking down on somebody, which is it's a little bit disrespectful in the way that you put it. Like, it's always going to get highlighted. Because you could have just said, hey, look, he's just not my style, right? You went and said he's trash in acting and all this, right? In rapping. So of course it's going to get highlighted when disrespect in this YouTube space, in this media space, negativity gets highlighted. It's just the way it is. Same reason why the news is always reporting on crimes, on negative stuff that happens, and they got a little section where little part of their show where some positive stuff happens, right? But for the most part, by and large, negativity sells, disrespect sells. This is why Charleston White is as big as he is, or was. This is why 607 Unc, when as big as he is, disrespect. This is why 6ix9ine was as big as he was, because the amount of disrespect that these people spew out their mouth, for one reason or another, is why the masses just eat it up. Pause. This is what people want to see for one reason or another. This is just what sells. It's the same reason why sex sells and all that. Like, scandalous stuff sells. So of course people are gonna grab onto negative things you say and borderline disrespectful things you say. Aries Spears, he got a lot of opinions, but look, he can't get mad when Ice Cube comes back and he said, oh, he don't know me. He said he didn't know me, but then he said, I'm not funny. Look, you know what he meant to say. You know what he meant to say. He said, you're not funny. And for real, I don't even think he really knows him for real, because he asked him, the interviewer asked Ice Cube, do you know what Aries Spears said? And he wasn't even, he didn't even know about it at all. So Aries Spears, he do a lot of weird stuff. I grew up watching Aries Spears on Mad TV. Thought he was funny then, but for a stand-up, I never once went and been like, oh, let me go check out the new Aries Spears stand-up. I'm just being honest. I never did that. Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, GOATs, right? GOATs, my top 3. All of them are tied for number 1 for real. But Aries Spears is not one of them. He just ain't. He's good. He's good. He's like top tier in the middle. He's like middle top tier comedian, stand up to me, in my opinion. Ice Cube is one of the legends in rap. Straight up. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments though. What y'all think of Aries Spears saying that? Do y'all think that Ice Cube is a good actor, for one? Do y'all think he's a good rapper, lyricist, 2? And what y'all think of Aries Spears? Is he in y'all top 10? Is he in y'all top 5 rappers or comedians of all time? Or even just right now? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Shout out to the 2 members, John Paul, Angela Reddick. Keep your head up and your eyes open. I'm out.
You're now listening to the 7 Day